I'm refactoring stuff for Space Broker. Space Channel is a bit tricky because the socket is set up in the constructor, but the Space Channel is not set up in the constructor, and that's because I was waiting for a scene to get set up so that I could get the pause rut out of here. But I looked at the code for the channel, and I think I can just set this up right away and then set the parameters later. So let me try this. So I'm going to set the socket up right away. I set the space channel up right away. I don't set any params. That's not required. Channel params. Now, that's fine. That way we can set up subscriptions right away, but we will then wait for the connect to camera ready and joined, and when that happens we can connect to the channel and we can actually set up our subscriptions right away, which I prefer. Set up our subscriptions, all that kind of stuff is good. Now connect to channel, sending in the pause rut. Connect to channel. So here, this space channel, let's add this. Params. So, okay, it won't let me do that. Space channel params. But it might let me do this. Because it does have like a hidden type on it. Now, this might be tricky if they change their internal API because this is an internal variable. But you can set this to any kind of function. In fact, if we look over here, channel has params as a property on it. But it isn't exposed. Let me just reload that. So channel params is a function that just returns a value or JSON stringify channel params. What does this give us? Undefined. So if we were to set this to something else, channel params equal return high. What does it say it is? Channel params. Okay, that's not what that was though. What is F? Equal. Is that just function? So it's supposed to be function. Okay, write it that way then. Function that returns pause right. And if we look at the channel, the space channel, on join, After join params, what does after join do? After join was looking for a key of pos underscore rot, and then the value of pos rot. So we need to match that. So we're looking for pos underscore rot with a value of the pos rot. So that will set that up, and then it will connect, and then it will join. So hopefully this still works. Uh-oh. Try to push camera move to space undefined before joining. Use channel join before pushing events. And this happened in the channel JS. And that's fine. We don't want to subscribe to camera moved until we are totally joined either. Anyway, camera moved, which is here. Okay, we can emit camera move, yes, but we won't send it, right? Yeah. So go back to Space Broker. We're setting set up channel subscriptions. So if we get this on this forward camera movement, okay, if this, and okay, so we won't set this up unless, of course, we've got the joined business, which would be here. So set up channel subscriptions. That's fine. I think we could take this out, and we will connect to the channel. Then any camera movements from that point on will be fine. Okay, looking good. Whoa, why do we keep getting joined successfully? Uh-oh, what's happening here? Okay, something's crashing here. No function clause. Okay, after join with nothing there. Okay. So let's examine what we sent. So that param didn't take. Let's close here. So I was looking at this thing over here. So here, params. Okay, if you get replace it, it didn't change this. So params equals something. So let's look at push. Okay, push third argument. Source push for the third argument. That's the payload. Payload is either defined or it's an object constructor. So that's the push, and then channel event payload. Okay. Send. If this has received timeout, this timeout send this channel socket push payload this payload. C to match receive. Let me look for a official GitHub JS Phoenix channel. Chris McCord, Phoenix channels. I guess it's JavaScript. Socket. You can just look in here, I guess. Code under app npm modules Phoenix assets channel. There's a closure around params. Join push. If the socket has logger, lead push this in, join push reset. It's connected. Okay, join the channel. If it's joined once, try to join multiple times. Join multiple time per channel instance. Let's join once, rejoin. If this is leaving, this leave open topic state joining, join push, send. I want to see what we're doing with params though. 3 of 5. It's defined as that. Wrapped what you sent in, and then it's used in join push. And that, okay, so it's an object or a function. Join push. And where's join push used? Well, let's look at the push. Third parameter push. Object payload. But it said closure. So channel import closure from utils. Closure, okay. If type of function, return the function. Else let closure equals function and then return the closure. So it wants a function that returns a value. So we could pass it a function that looks at something in the local area. That way we don't have to break the contract. So we can say, do this thing, give it a function. So let's say join params. Join params. Return some object. And it's not executed yet. So we give this join params. Let's look back at the type of push. Now this was an object, even though it's a closure, okay, but and how are we using this payload? Payload equal payload or function that just returns nothing. Okay, all functions are kind of objects, fine. And then this payload, how are we using payload? At some point, it's executed, right? Okay, so when you push it, you run the function. Okay, so then that means in Space Broker, I have this function. This function will run. And what will we return? We will return pause wrap. Is by this time, we can so we'll just say, I guess we don't have to do this if they're private. We can just say this pause rot equal, actually, it does not exist. Okay, I guess you need it. Public camera position rotation is pause rot. Different types. Camera position equals position and rotation. We're going to replace that. So let's join params, and we'll simply, when this is ready and we have the pause rot, we'll say that this camera pause rot is pause rot. And then we connect to channel. Can't send that anymore, so connect to channel, does not need this. We cannot set this. Socket connect and we join. undefined. Handle and debug log joint info socket assigns is slug undefined. We're setting slug undefined. Okay, yes, this needs to be up front. There we go. What now? After join is still empty. Why? Join params. Maybe because the reference. So here we'll return a function. Let's also do console log. What's up here? Oh, not in here. Console log. Hey, got here. What? That work? Okay. So then I don't need this then. What was the value it got? So go here and refresh. Okay, it was retained. Looks like it is sending over the correct data. We can just inspect that here after join. Okay, handle info after join, blah 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 blah. And oh, we can just check by not assigning a value to it in the space broker. So we don't need this default because we're going to set it, right? Okay, yeah, otherwise we would have sent nothing and the pattern matching wouldn't have matched. Okay, I like this a lot better. Okay, so we have the space broker. Slug is that it establishes the socket, establishes the space channel, and gives params that we don't have yet, but that's fine. So we can set up our listeners first, which are here. And then when we do have it, we set this. So then we can connect to the channel. And then we can forward camera movement from that point on after we've joined. Great. So that's a space broker for you. And then back to member manager. We'll listen to member updates. And I've wrapped these observables for present state and present diff. And I want to get a count. Well, actually, what I want is I want to keep track of the presences. So here's members, present set, let's say. Okay, so then when we joined, and then we get present state, loop over the keys, and that's everyone who's here. So for every member ID, we'll just say they're here. So this present set add member ID. And then for present diff, same thing. I'm not even sure like we needed to wrap this. We could have just done the other thing. But with this, you can say, first do the joins, message.joins dot object keys, and then leaves. Each of those, present set dot. So what does this give us? This gives us our own accounting of who's there. We could use this to render a list. We do need a count, so we kind of need a web RTC manager. That thing is listening as well, so it'll tell us when to subscribe. So to do next. I'm going to create a member manager in JavaScript that keeps track of how many active users and if they are muted or not. This will allow us to join the Agora class. Okay, so we'll create some observables that the this other manager needs to tap into, which I think is fine. Not sure if we'll get to this. Only join an Agora channel, so we still need to do that. Alright, make an emitter on the, okay, we did this. Add color picker, haven't done that. Did logs, add a listener when tracking around this box. Okay, fix it bug, stop publishing. Okay, fix this bug. Attach edit state to the toggle switch. I think I did that. Just fill for the menu. Oh, well, yeah, we did that. Inline start button, full screen UI texture. Yep. Attach the mic unmute. Yeah, I think we did that. Be able to edit, place primitives in VR. Be able to add color and delete. VR menu, open, close, switch between pages. I need to fix up unclean observables. Okay, I think this is okay. Spell needs added. Okay, not gonna do that. This add point and pick select an entity. Okay, it's in progress, not great. So add it was wrong when you were okay. Alright, let's call it a day here.